parent. Welcome to yet another episode. If you're coming across my channel for the first time, my name is Mary. And if you are a returning subscriber, as always, I say welcome home. Of course, home is the best place to be. Who doesn't like home? How many people don't like home? Let me see. Okay, so dear parents, welcome to my channel for yet another conversation. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, here we do talk about family, relationships, teenagers, and education. So please feel welcomed. Let's talk to parents, and my focus today is not just on the single parents, because I know most of you know that I'm so passionate about single parents because I'm a single parent. So there are three mistakes that parents do make. Whether you are a single parent or not, avoid these three mistakes, because this is what is going to cost your children well-being and also to cost the relationship between you and your children. So the first mistake is being absent. Most parents are very absent. Sometimes you may think that single parents are the only people that are experiencing this absenteeism thing, but the truth is we have partners, or we have people that have that are married, but they are always absent, like they are never there. I'm told there are some people even who don't know their children's name. Like if you were to ask them to give out three names of their children, they can't. And the reason is because they are never there. There are some even who don't know the grades that their children are. And remember, they don't come from single. These children are not coming from single parents' home, but from a complete home where they have a father and a mother. And you may find that this parent is absent sometimes out of choice because they are careless and irresponsible, or sometimes it can be because of work. So you may find that there are those people who work for very long hours until they don't have time for their own families. And we have this group of families that work away from this group of parents that work away from their families, and maybe they visit once a month, once a year, or even 3 times in a year. What does that mean? It means that this is an absent parent. As much as they're providing, but they're absent. That is the truth. They're not part and parcel of their children, like day-to-day activities. And I've said it is either out of choice, or it could be because of work. We understand. But what here we are saying is that whether it is out of choice, whether it is because of work, what do you need to do? You need to ensure that you create time for your family, create time for your children, because they need you anyway. They need you. How will you understand the nitty-gritties of your children if you're not there? How? And that is a mistake that most parents do. And then you have this other group of parents that are working parents. Like myself, I'm a working parent. And you find that during the day you are very busy. By the end of the day, you are very tired. When you go home, you have zero bonding with your children. Like you don't have time for them because you are so tired. And then for the male parents, I'm talking to you, the male parents, you find that most of them could be staying with their families. But once they come out of work, instead of going home, you'll find them frequenting clubs, taking 1 or 2 beers for the road and all that, at the expense of their children. So that is a mistake that every parent should try as much as they can to ensure that they avoid, because your presence is very important. It is very important. No matter how busy you are, no matter the circumstance, no matter the situation, ensure that you create time for your children. The second mistake is delegating our duties, our parental duties, to other people. People like our house helps, shamba boys, and relatives. Most relatives that I'm referring to are the grandparents, because most people that have children and they don't stay with them, they take them to stay with their grandparents. So as a parent, that is a mistake that is going to cost you. Don't over-delegate your parental duties to someone else. You are the parent, and therefore it is your primary responsibility to ensure that your children are taken care by you. You are the one to set the rules. You are the one to come up with everything around your child. There are some people even who do not know the favorite colors of their children. Let me tell you something. There's a time we went somewhere for an academic meeting. It was funny. What the teachers did for us in that school, they told us to introduce ourselves, the name of our children, and the grade that they are in. So you can guess what happened. In the population or in the attendance, we had male and female. The female scored well. But when it came to the male, most of them couldn't even get the second name of their children. Like they couldn't. They did not know the class that their children are in. And you know, like in schools, we can have maybe grade 2 elephant, 2 lion, 2 giraffe, and all that. So they couldn't. And the reason is because they don't spend time with their children. They have over-delegated their responsibilities to someone else. And this responsibility that I'm referring to is that parental aspect of it. Yes, you're providing, but that is not enough. Remember, finances are not enough. We need to be there, like to be the support system of these children. So it was very funny. Like someone would be asked, okay, it is your turn. Introduce yourself. What is the name of your child? Which grade are they in? And you'd see them fumbling. And I have said the female did very well in this experiment. The male underscored. And the reason is because of over-delegating our duties to other people. Of course, I know we are working. We need nannies. We need other support system. But that does not mean that we just sit somewhere at the back and relax. It is our responsibilities. And therefore, dear parent, please take up your role. What do you think? Please, I'd like to hear feedback from you. Is this something that you agree with? Or do you think it is an exaggeration? Are these things happening around you? Do you over-delegate your duties to someone else? Parent, I'd love to hear from you. Because we need to bring up children and you need to bond with them. So in my previous video, I talked about bonding. And you'll realize that if you do these mistakes, then you'll not have time to bond with your children. You will not have time. Where will you get the time from? You know, you say you don't have time. There's a person who asked or told us, where will they get the time from? My friend, we have 24 hours. That is the practical part of it. But you need to create your own 25th hour so that you spend with your child. Finally, the third mistake, and I find this quite interesting, is parents compensating their absence with incentives like money. Does that work? Is money everything? I've interacted with so many parents, and this is where teaching becomes very crucial. Once you become a teacher, and especially a high school teacher, you have this encounter. So we have parents that instead of them trying as much as possible to be present in their children's lives, what they do, they compensate that with money. Like if a child asks for pocket money, the parent can give a lot of money. And the reason is because they think that money is everything, or they think money is going to fill the void. But the truth, dear parent, is that money cannot be that important as compared to your presence. You need to be present physically. You need to bond with your child. You can buy them the whole world, but that is not enough. You are missing out on something. You are missing out on something. Do not just be that parent who is very fast to buy a cell phone for their children, When they ask for a mobile phone, you buy for them. When they tell you they want to do their hair, you are like sending money. When they tell you about this, sending money. But at the end of the day, you miss out on the development key stages of this child. And as I have always said, and especially to teenagers, you'll see a parent saying, I can't understand my daughter, my son. What does that mean? It means that there's something that you missed out. And you missed out by doing those mistakes that I have mentioned. So let me recap the mistakes that I've talked about. So the first one, of course, as always, I have my point of reference. The first one is being absent. You are an absent parent. The second one is delegating your parental duties to other people. And the third mistake that I've talked about and we need to avoid, dear parents, is compensating our absence with incentives like money. Money cannot support your child. Money cannot advise your child. Money cannot help your child's morals to be good. Therefore, you need to be present. And because you need to be present, ensure that you're present and you're playing your parental duties. So please, what do you think about this video? Drop your comment. Let us have a fruitful conversation. Let us grow together. Thank you and goodbye.